Welcome back, Shalligators. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that might seem a little weird, given what we usually talk about, which is like being a bad bitch, being the best, being the confident. We're going to talk about what it's like, what to do when you're actually dating someone who, is out of your league. You're not out of his. He's out of yours. He might be hotter, richer, famous, more successful, better educated, less baggage. Who knows? There's something that you're like, oh, fuck, where you're just kind of bugging out and having this crisis of confidence. I'm going to break down why actually this is the best possible dynamic if you really want to find love. Seriously, we're going to base it on some studies and some research. And we're going to talk about a celebrity couple that you're going to find this controversial, but when am I not? Kind of, to me, embodies this. Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. Girl. Come on. You know I'm right. Before we get into it and break down all of these dynamics, just want to remind you guys to come with me to the Dominican Republic. We have got a Shalligator getaway planned in early February, starting February 2nd for 5 days. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. You're going to hang out with me all day long, dance classes, island hopping, all this good stuff. And you can sign up at the link below. You can pay monthly in installments because I know we're balling on a budget. So that's pretty convenient. This trip is going to sell out for sure. The last 2 trips we just did to Tulum, they sold out. So go ahead and sign up ASAP. I can't wait. And now just a really quick word from today's sponsor. Alligators, you guys know I'm not exactly domestic. I don't make dinner. I make reservations, but I also am super vain. Eating out all the time is not only bad on your budget, obviously, and it's kind of a schlep to always go out. It's really bad for your waistline. I mean, you don't know what's in the food that you're eating. That's a lot more calories, fat, sugar, blah, 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 blah. If you really want to get serious about your health and your budget, you kind of got to cook at home. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company that makes eating well not only easy, but fun and affordable. How it works is you choose a plan that you love, from vegetarian, vegan, paleo, or my personal fave, keto. They send you the ingredients and super simple instructions, and you whip them up in like 30 minutes or less. Green Chef features 9 delicious recipes each week. This week, I'm whipping up some chicken piccata, which is one of my favorites. Green Chef is also the most sustainable meal kit, offsetting 100% of its carbon emissions thanks to recyclable containers and materials and all that good stuff. So it's not only good for your body and for your budget, it's good for the planet too. So for $100 off, go to greenchef.us/shallonxo100 and use code shallonxo100. Bon appetit. Okay, so let's talk Shawn and Camila. Listen, I'm not going to apologize for my opinion on this. I'm not saying Camila is an unattractive person. She's not. But I am saying she is not as attractive as Shawn Mendes. Shawn is a 10. I mean, fucking look at him. And Camila is... I will let you fill in the blank there. But I mean, also, like, there's a differential in a lot of ways. And we've talked about this couple a lot because of my crazy obsession with him. I just love him. I just watched the documentary Finally in Wonder last night. He's so sweet and so wholesome, but very like artsy and like cerebral in a way that I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy it, actually. I'm like, I actually think you would annoy me in like 2 weeks. Sexually, you would not annoy me for months, but like personality-wise, I don't think we'd mesh. And that's good because he's not trying to date me. He's trying to date her. We've, again, talked about these people a lot because she is his hurt locker. Now, if you're new here and you don't know what a hurt locker is, it's the term we here in the Shallontrage have for people who, there are people in whom we store our hurts. Not just our hurts, but like our ego wounds. When we imprint on a guy, when our ego, our self-identity, our life, our hobbies, our goals, our work, our body is not in a good place, we latch onto these dudes and we're like, we're obsessed with you. I love you. I love you. But the thing with the hurt locker is it isn't always someone you want to date. It's someone you want to be. But you like kind of don't know how to interpret that when it's the opposite sex. And so it comes out as this obsessive love that you can't get over until you start to be that person. You start to embody the traits that you like focus on with them. My hurt lockers have always been like professional athletes, engineers, like extremely, extremely high achievers, because that's what I want for myself. They've always been humble and hardworking. I am working on my humility. I'm not working on fucking humility. Humility is for losers. No, Work hard, be humble. Shut up, Kendrick Lamar. Work hard, be braggy. Okay? Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Sorry, my legs are killing me. So Camila is Shawn's Hurt Locker. And you don't see a Hurt Locker in that direction that often. But like, he went on tour with her. First tour, he opened for her. She was like this older, like more sophisticated pop star. She knew the ropes. She was so good on stage. He was still finding his footing. He's also spoken a lot about her body image for herself, that she's very confident and body positive and accepts herself. And he's like very anxious. He's like, if I don't look perfect, people are going to hate me. If I don't sound perfect, people are going to hate me. He's kind of like a spooky horse. Like, like he sees his own shadows. Like he's got some like issues, but like he became famous at 15. Like, dude, he's still developing. You totally get it. But he really looked up to Camila in a lot of ways. And that, I think, informed this saga of love he had for her. And now they've been together for 2 years. Our long national nightmare does not seem to be anywhere near over. Great. And I'm going to say it. I think he has gotten more attractive, and I don't think she's on the top of her game. I'm not body shaming her. It's an opinion channel, bro. If you don't like it, don't watch. I don't fucking care. There's no skin off my back. I'm still rich. But like, I think when they first got together, I was like, yeah, they're pretty evenly matched. Now I'm like, it's obvious Shawn is like extremely fit. I mean, he says he works out every day. It's his anxiety amelioration. I don't think that's the case with Camila. She's happy with herself, and like that's so fucking sexy. So like, good for her. But I think if you didn't know who these two were, if you didn't know what their talent level, and by the way, that's another thing, like he's also risen ahead career-wise. He's selling out stadiums. I think she's very talented. I love her albums. Like, her albums are always such a bop for me. Real Friends, oh, that's a good song. With Sway Lee, oh, it's a good song. Should have said it. You should have said it, yes. But she's not selling out stadiums. And it's interesting, he opened for her, and now the student has become the master. But, you know, if you were just walking down the street and you saw these two, you'd be like, maybe you think Camila is like the most beautiful woman in the world and Shawn is a donkey. Okay. Then just, I don't know, man. It's an opinion channel. Just, I don't know, try to live your life and try it. So for the time being, for this video, we're going to go with Shawn's kind of the bigger dog in the yard. I mean, he's pretty gorgeous. Why are we talking about? Why are we using this as an example, right? Because we see this all the time. I saw it less in New York City. Guys who I would like love, they were like Princeton lacrosse players, like beautiful, just preppy, gorgeous guys. They would marry what I would call a Meredith. Can you picture what I'm talking about? Lank, brown hair, like the length of mine, which I despise my hair this length right now. I don't have my extensions in. You know, I'm like going to see a boy this weekend. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I'm like, should I have my extensions in? Because it's so pretty, but then you can't like pull my hair. It's a whole thing, right? This is the thing with like putting on a lot of makeup and looking really fantastic in a whole outfit. It's like, well, it's got to come off, or they've got to get close enough to you to be like, are those eyebrows drawn on? You're like, no, you know, like, anyway, I'm on a tangent, but they would marry a Meredith. Pearls, nice flat ass, sensible slacks, flats, just the Meredi would make me insane. We've actually covered this in a video about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry and Prince William and Kate Middleton, and like why William, he could have had, still could, any woman in the world. He chose Kate, who is, I love her. I think she's so sweet, but she's not spicy. You know, she's not like the ultra spicy bitch. Like, she's a little bit more Meredith-y. We see this. So I saw it like that in New York. Out here in Montana, holy fucking shit. We don't have the Meredi because girls aren't preppy, but we have dudes who are like fit, like they're blue collar, so they've got like good bodies. They work at, they're tan, they're like sporty, they drive these big ass trucks, and they're with the dumpiest fucking chicks I've ever seen in my life. Dumpy and stumpy, grubs and chubs. From the back, I don't know who's who, because the girls are wearing like camo and Carhartt hats and like Crocs, and I'm just like, do you have a vagina, or have you already filled it up with cement and just completely given up? Really? I look like a girl, I smell like a girl, I dress like a girl, and you know what? Guys are really fucking afraid of me. So this video topic is like, I'm talking to you, but I'm also trying to talk to myself. I'm trying to give myself a pep talk, because I see, hot dudes with girls who are like very whatever-ish. And also, when I said I'm going to visit a boy, I am. Well, I'm going for work, but I'm going to be seeing a boy. And I'll tell you more details if and when things become relevant. But he's no joke. I mean, I don't meet many people who just kind of blow me out of the water in terms of intellect and achievement, and not like, oh, I'm so great, but I live in rural Montana, so I'm literally the most famous person in my town, but which is not good. I shouldn't be. I certainly wasn't in New York City, but like, this dude is nasty, high level, and I'm like, I'm having some crisis of confidence. Why would he talk to me? Now, Shallon, I know what you're saying. I hope you're saying this. Girl, you're a baddie. You're a bad bitch. I know that. I know that, and you know I'm braggy as fuck. We already talked about it early in this video. So when I say a dude is like, I'm an 8 and he's like a 10, 11, I mean it. I mean it. And I know what I'm talking about. I've dated Stanley Cup winners, Grammy winners, even an Oscar winner. I know a high-level man when I see one. And I know a high-level woman when I see one. And so I'm like, blah. So I'm trying. So what I've like localized it on is like what I always localize all of my insecurities on, my body. It's my body. And even look what I've done to Shawn and Camila. It's like, I'm focusing on the physicality, but we are talking about, that's what we're talking about here. It's like on the surface, or not even on the surface, because your fitness and your health is not just cosmetic. It is all the way deep. Yeah, I feel very inferior to this person, and I'm having kind of a hard time with it. It's like, why would you, I don't know, date me? It's like, I'm cute, but I mean, shit, dude. Okay. Because I know you guys are encountering this. There's the hot guy in your school, the cute boy in your office, the famous dude whose DMs you want to slide into. I get it. I want you to know that based on science, you are actually in exactly the right position. I have literal models who follow me. Hi, Brie! I have swimsuit models, Guess models, Victoria's Secret models. And I talk to them. I've told you guys this before. I talk to them about their problems, and their problems with boys are you're like, what problems with boys? It is lonely at the top. It is. I know if you're watching this channel, you're an alpha female. You're a bad bitch. Even if it hasn't fully come to bloom, it's in there and it's coming out, right? That's why you like it here. And so it's something we struggle with, being intimidating to guys. And I will do more videos on this topic, honestly, as I learn myself, because I'm in the middle of it now. Like, the last 2 people I was involved with here in Montana, who I like really, really liked, I mean, could have fallen in love with. Both of them ended things with me because they were too happy. The sex was too good. I was too wifey. They could tell I was going to be the next love of their life. Like, it was going to be so serious. And I'm like, I made you too happy. Got it. I'm too smart. I'm too independent. Okay, so all the trophies that I've amassed, you know what they've done? They just built a fortress around me. Is that right? Got it. Okay. Perfect. All the things I like about myself, you hate. Actually, I mean, you're fucking terrified of. So this is great. Okay. It's been really hard to deal with. Really hard. And so I'm like kind of scared to death about this other dude. Anyway, whatever. So annoying. But again, I'm saying this because actually you're in a good position if you think a guy is a step above you. Why? Well, to bring up this dude again, I was having a conversation with him the other night, and he's like, women tend to date up, but men date down because it's all about ego. Women's egos aren't threatened by a successful man. We want our man to be successful. Oh my God, you got another promotion. You do this, you do that. That's fucking incredible. Look at you. You got no ripped up. You lost your body fat. Rah, yes. I'm a rider for the boys I date. And we've talked before about the intimidation factor. And like, I would set up these sort of adversarial, not adversarial, but competitive constructs with guys I would date because I would lead with my resume, and their ego would start to get inflamed and they would become very competitive with me. And I could never understand it because I'm like, I'm not competing with you. Like, I want you to do well. That's because women are better than men. Sorry, it's the only real conclusion we can draw. We want the people we love to ball the fuck out, just do really well. Men, well, this is because we're ruled by our hearts. We're nurturers, we're lovers, we're connectors and bonders. Men, what are they? They're hunters. They're hardwired to provide. And therefore, they're ruled by their ego. Their concept, who am I as a man? My manhood. Me. We've already talked about how studies show that in bed, women stress about their bodies. It's the number one thing. Men stress about their performance. And we're like, performance? What is this, a musical review on a cruise ship? No, but for them, that's provision. I'm providing. Am I providing her an orgasm? Am I providing her a good sexual experience? How does that relate to me as a man? We go into sex and we're like, it's not about like how many orgasms I can give those to myself in 30 seconds. It's about the connection, the bonding, all of that. So that kind of details how dudes are. So when they have a very, very successful woman, because it's all about them, they turn it around and I have nothing to provide her. I have nothing to give her. What is she going to use me for? And we're like, I don't know, love, you're funny, emotional stability. They're like, Women communicate to build relationships. Men communicate to solve problems. Everything about their behavior, from sex to communication, circles back to this ego of I need to provide. I am a man who must provide, right? So if they communicate to solve problems, we don't have any problems, or the problems we have, they cannot solve. I didn't get cast for the Milan Fashion Week closing show, Balenciaga. They're like, I changed the oil in your car. A female would be like, babe, you're great. A female would know how to approach that because we're communicating to build relationships. Men, if they don't feel like they have a use in a woman's life, it is very hard to stay in her life. So you see a dude with a chick who's not that attractive. The subtext is, as he views her, she's going to be really grateful for my love. And this is all, it's so subconscious. It's so automatic. There's not like a whiteboard they're writing this down on. This is hardwiring, okay? They're not even aware of it. Because if you ask any man, hey, would you want to fuck Giselle or like Bethany over there who's a vet tech? Not that there's anything wrong with being a vet tech, but you smell like cat pee a lot. I just got to say it. You can smell like cat pee a lot, okay? I know a lot of vet techs. They kind of smell. Anyway. You tell any man this choice, they're gonna be like, Giselle. That's great, and that's true, but here's how that actually plays out. They're dating Giselle. They walk into a party and it's like, holy shit, everyone wants to fuck my girlfriend. Yeah, that's nice. Ooh, that's an ego boost. That's an ego boost. But that ego boost can curdle to an ego wound when day after day, he's sitting there thinking, yeah, no, everywhere we go, guys want to fuck my girlfriend. Everywhere. All the time. If I'm not with her, what's happening? Is she talking to these guys? Are they hitting on her relentlessly? She's eventually going to encounter a man who can offer her, provide for her more than what I'm providing. Maybe he's taller, bigger dick, more money, bigger truck, whatever that might be. So now, this feather in his cap curls into something that is wounding him, that is giving him anxiety. Do you know the number one thing a man wants from a relationship? Do you know the number one thing he wants in a woman? What do you think it is? Was beauty? She can deep throat, no gag reflex, right? I was thinking things like that. She's easy to be around. She's easy to be around. I have asked almost every guy I've ever dated, from the most cerebral kind of dudes to the frattiest frat, like date rape fantasy squad starting lineup. Hi, Tucker. Is this accurate? do you have something else that you would want? And they're like, no, that's it. A girl who's easy to be around. So this manifests in a few ways. First of all, a girl who's like ultra trendy, matte lipstick, crazy hair, billions of extensions. He looks at her and is like, she's not easy to be around. Either because she's high maintenance, she's going to take 2 hours to get ready and we're just fucking going to Chili's, man, right? She's not going to be able to connect with my friends and just sit there and watch football. Look at her. They project all of these assumptions onto us, but this is the thing with our outward appearance. It creates assumptions. And if you don't want those assumptions, maybe stop dressing like that. I'm saying this from experience. I used to go out on first dates dressed like a Kardashian. Like back in the day, Kardashian. Like bandage dress, heels, nails, makeup, hair extensions. And I scared the shit out of guys. I was also leading with my resume. He assumed that I couldn't just like watch the rodeo or like watch hockey or just chill out. And I could, but I wasn't presenting that side of myself. I wasn't leading with any sort of sweetness. It was, in a way, this like war paint, this armor, because I was insecure, right? Now I'm like, it's me, motherfucker. Yeah, they're Crocs. Anyway, and I dogged someone for wearing Crocs earlier, but I don't pair them with camo jackets. I have paired them with camo jackets. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're moving on. So that's how not easy to be around is going to skew in terms of the physical. In terms of behavioral, well, go back to the Giselle example. How easy would you rest thinking everyone was trying to fuck your man all the time? Now for us, I don't know. I'm an alpha female. My ego is right and tight. I don't care because I know he's coming home with me. But I've thought that about boyfriends in the past, and actually they were cheating on me. They were the life of the party because, oh, they were a coke addict or they were fucking half the girls at the party. And it's like, okay, there maybe was a grade of anxiety below the surface that I wasn't aware of until it was too late. So that's how it's going to skew for men. Is this an emotionally restful situation? Now I know what you're thinking. How on earth could a man feel restful and non-anxious with someone who just isn't good enough, isn't up to his standards? You don't know what his standards are. You don't know. You're assuming that he's deep as the river runs, smart, funny, cognizant. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. Maybe what you know about him, you're projecting all of these amazing qualities onto him that he actually doesn't possess. Like, sometimes beneath the surface, there's just more surface. And also, you're selling the girl short. Okay, so she's grubs and chubs, dumps and stumps. Maybe she's really loving and super supportive of him and, yeah, grateful for his love. Isn't that kind of a dynamic we all want? Someone who really feels lucky to be with us? Is that dating down? Or is that the definition of a healthy relationship? You know, there's something to be said about that. So when I was having this conversation with the dude, I was like, cool. So guys want to date down. I was like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, I'm not a down for very many people. I'm sorry, but I'm not. And I'm not going to pretend that I am. I've worked my whole life to be smart, not just beautiful, smart. Beauty comes later. That's the easy part. The hair, the makeup, the weight loss, whatever. That's easy. The smartness, the diversification, the hobbies, the intelligence, the humor, that's the dig. That's the hard part. And I'm not, why do I need to dial that down? Who am I supposed to date? So he's like, well, you either have to find an egoless man, like a beta, right? Who has nothing to provide and doesn't care to, right? He's not a provider. He's going to be broke working at Cinnabon at the airport, but he's like, wow, look at her, right? Who's just going to worship you. Maybe that's going to skew as he's a user. Maybe that's going to skew as him negging you. Or, going back to this providership example, you find a Barack. You find a Bezos. You find a Tom Brady. You find a man who is so clear about what he can provide, and more than that, is rock solid in the knowledge that what he can provide goes on forever. It goes on forever. The way what we provide goes on forever. I was talking to my friend the other day and we were talking about like, we need to find a guy like treats us well. And she's like, no, you know what it is? We need to find a man who treats us as well as we treat ourselves. Oh my God. Right? Mom, I am a rich man, right? But back to this providership example. You need to find an alpha who's like, I'm not just a doctor. I'm not just a lacrosse player. I am this and that, and I'm whole and smart and I'm funny and I have good friends and I travel and I can cook spaghetti carbonara. Who likes himself and knows his worth and his value. So an alpha, like us. But even then, it's like we have to understand that people want to challenge once in a while, day to day. No. Do you want someone who's combative? I talked to you guys about like, oh, this guy and I, we have all this banter and like we tease each other. I'm like, that sounds awful on a long-term relationship. Do you want like a spouse who's like negging you and teasing you about, oh, you're just doing your hair? Like, shut the fuck up. That's not partnership. I don't want that. A little of that once in a while is nice, but you want someone who's an emotional safe place to fall. And dudes who date down believe they have found that in these girls one rung below, okay? Why are we talking about this? Because if you think, oh, he's out of my league, he'd never go for me. Bitch, you're exactly who he's gonna go for. Do not talk yourself out of this man's affection. If anything, you're sitting so pretty. He's going to see you and be like, wow, she's got her own life going on. She's not some slouch, but like, it's not going to kick up my ego in a way that like dating Giselle might. And I've been telling myself this, you know, like with this person that I'm like talking to and it's like, oh, like he's super fit. I'm like, of course. And I'm like, I'm not happy with where my fitness is at. And it's like, girl, dude, this might be the thing that clinches like these little ripples on your body, this like squishy thighs, it might be like perfect. This might be the thing that keeps you from being too intimidating. Now, hold on. First of all, I don't want to sell this person short and say that he would be intimidated by me. So far, so good. So I'm not saying that. Nor am I saying that you have to keep one area of your life kind of flaccid or kind of hidden or kind of dialed down to assuage the ego. No, absolutely not. Shh, don't tell him you published a book. Shh, don't show him those abs that you can run a 5-minute mile. Shh. Fuck that shit. No, braggy over everything. Not braggy, but proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Like I said, I've worked my whole life to be smart. I'm not going to dial this shit down now. And I found myself doing that over the last year, you know, in Montana. Like, dudes are not super into Stoic philosophy or knowing anything about like Marcus Aurelius or Bitcoin. All right, fine. I don't know about Bitcoin either, but I'm willing to learn. Anyway, I found myself dialing it down. And like even this person I'm talking to, he's like, I can tell you're still dialing it down. Turn it up. Turn it the fuck up. Turn that intelligence up. I know it goes up higher. I'm like, it does. He's like, I want to hear it. I want to hear that vocabulary. I want to hear that humor. I know it's there. Come on. I'm like, please don't tell me I can be myself around you. I'm a dead woman. I'm a dead woman. So I'm not telling you to dial something down. I'm telling you that if there is an area of your life that you're like, oh, but this, I still live at home. I'm still a virgin. I didn't finish law school. Who fucking cares? You don't need to come in this like perfect package. Do less. Do less. Do less. And if you're like, well, sorry, I am like beautiful and accomplished and fit and fantastic. So you know what you do less in? The date. Do less in the fucking date. Don't wear heels, man. Wear running shoes. Don't get your hair blown up. Nah. Don't get a whack. Nah. Do less. Don't twist yourself into this person thinking, I have to be perfect. I have to be so trendy. I have to be so cool. You actually don't. That idea, this rigidity of perfection could very well be working way against you. Way against you. Because you know what people like? They like leaders, right? And if you show up, because I've had guys say this to me when I would show up on dates like, or take them to, because it was so easy for me doing when I was an editor, like going to these crazy, amazing dates, $5,000 suite at the US Open to watch Serena beat Naomi Osaka, like shit like that. Guys would freak out because they're like, I can't compete with this. And I'm like, I'm not asking you to. I'm not asking you to. I don't need you to take me to do these things. Like, I can take myself. I'm asking you to provide different things, love, whatever. So, like, had I just met a guy for drinks at a bar or something, maybe things would have gone better, but I was trying to impress him. I was trying to demonstrate my own value. But no. Do less. Take your friends. Get all dressed up on a girls' night. We're not even trying to meet a dude. Stop pushing yourself into this concept of perfection. It is not always going to do you favors. And let that beautiful dress, let those amazing dates, let that be something a man earns. He earns it. Does he deserve for you to be doing your hair for an hour and a half? For you to get this painful ass wax? I don't know. Maybe one day down the line. Maybe not now. Let him earn his way there. Look at Camila. She doesn't feel the need to be like coiffed and done and all this to hang out with Shawn. She slithers around town looking like she bought her clothes at a kiosk. And he loves her because therefore, again, that takes the pressure off him. I don't need to look. I can slither around in basketball shorts and a wife beater. That's fine because she's not expecting me. Men, they turn anything into, well, how does this affect me? What is this about me? It's not about you. I don't get dressed up to please dude. I get dressed up to please myself. But guys look at me like, oh, well, I don't have Versace heels. It's Versace. It's like, you don't need to, bro. But when we can just either dial it down or that's our organic setting and fine. We don't have to try to like twist ourselves and be so glammy. That gives a man the freedom to maybe be his authentic self and to be easy to be around for you. Okay? So this thing, this category, this lump of cellulite, whatever, that you're stressing about, kind of no one else is. And if, ironically, trying to fix what's wrong with you could be the thing that's keeping really great relationships at bay. You know, everyone wants to be around the person who accepts themselves. Look at what Shawn says about Camila. She's taught me so much about body image and accepting myself. He loves that about her. He loves that about her. No one wants to be around the person who's insecure. Oh, no, don't touch me there. No, don't touch me. Oh, no, keep the lights off. I've hooked up with girls who are like that, and I'm like, oh my God, can we just, you take the fun out of it. Right? And now I'm stressing about my body. It's like, well, shit, if she's analyzing herself like that, she's clearly like looking at my body, you know, under a microscope. She's looking at my career, my this, my that, because I'm built like an alpha too. I'm built like a dude. So I understand this. So when we're hard on ourselves, guys assume we're going to be hard on them. So don't be. Fuck it. You can freak out in private. Confidence? What do we always say? You fake it till you make it. I want to know what you guys have to say. Have you dated someone who's way out of your league? Did it feel good? How did it go? Do you think that most guys are not on your level and you're dating down? How is that going? Who do you think's more attractive, Shawn or Camila? I want to know. And are there other Hollywood couples out there who kind of embody this that maybe I was skipping over or didn't think about? Interesting. Were the guys hotter than the chick? Interesting. Like I said, click the link in the bio to join me in the Dominican, and I will see you later, Shalligators. Mwah!